Usually when I brown butter, I measure out about like 20 grams more than what the recipe actually calls for, just because some of it usually evaporates and then you're left with like less than what you actually need. So I actually need brown butter for a few different things, so I'm just doing a bunch. And I use it all the time, so I'm not measuring it out this time. I'm gonna do about 500 grams, which should be enough for the cake and the chocolate chip cookies. When you're browning butter, always try to use room temperature butter. Using room temp when you're browning it makes it brown more even, and you're less likely to burn some of it. So always try to use room temp. I put it on a medium heat to start, and then depending on how fast it's going, I might lower it or increase it. If I'm gonna be standing at the stove the entire time I'm browning it, then I will turn it up to medium-high heat. But if I'm trying to like multitask and do different things while I'm also browning it, then I turn it down a little bit just so it doesn't accidentally burn me. If you have not tried brown butter before in anything, in baked goods, you should definitely try it. It's just, oh, it's so good, and it smells so good. And it just adds such good flavor to chocolate chip cookies especially. So yeah, it's an extra step, but definitely worth it. I don't think I can go back to having a chocolate chip cookie that doesn't have brown butter in it anymore. So you'll just keep melting it, and eventually it'll start to look like this, which is when the butter solids at the bottom are starting to solidify, and eventually they'll start browning. And then it'll start to look like this, which if you look closely, you can start to see, like over here, you can see the milk solids starting to sink to the bottom, and that's what's gonna brown. So at this stage, there should be less popping, and it'll just start to kind of foam up like this, and then it'll foam up a lot once it's ready to be taken off the heat. This is what I meant when I said, see, it'll start to foam up more. So now it's at the really foamy stage, and like you can start to see at the bottom how it's getting brown and an amber color, which is what we want. And at this point, it really just depends on how brown you want your brown butter to be. It can be taken off at this point. The longer you leave it on, the more of a caramelized flavor it's gonna be. And I like my brown butter really brown. So we're gonna keep going. So you can tell, it hasn't even been a minute in between and it's significantly more brown. So at this point, this is how I like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour it off the heat. That way it can cool down. When I make brown butter, this brown, it's really important at the end to watch it and keep stirring because it will burn very quickly. And I almost burnt this batch, which would have been really sad because it's a lot of butter. All right, brown butter is done, and this is what it looks like. You can see the milk solids at the bottom. They're very dark. I wish you could smell this through the phone right now. It smells so good.